Great morning, great morning, great morning. It is Saturday and I am feeling invigorated and I hope you are too. Want to say welcome to the Wealth Warrior broadcast and I am feeling pumped as we talk about the four C's. And today it is show me the money. That is right because guess what? At the end of the day, it is about the money. Yes? And so, to that end, it is time for us to talk about that subject. Now, we have talked about a lot of different things relative to the four C's and how that is going to get us to our destination. And what is our destination? Our destination is lifestyle. Our destination is passing on the legacy. And guess what? The only way that it gets started, the only way that it gets done is through education, it is through taking action, and it is getting the right tools that will make that happen for you. That is the only way that it gets done. So the question becomes, are you ready? That's all it is. Are you ready? And so, with that being said, let me start first by sharing with you that this item right here, what is this? This is the most powerful piece of machinery that you could ever have. It doesn't matter what it is, whether it is this name or that name or the other. It's what it can do for you. So, the first thing that it's going to do today is it's going to hit the share button so that you can share details, so that you can share with other folks that we've got some heavy duty stuff to talk about today. Because today it is all about the cash. So let me say that hashtag cash, because that is what we are talking about this morning. We are talking about cash, and cash is king. You know, I've talked about this many a time. However, before we do that, a couple of things. First and foremost, what are the tools that we need to be using? What are the tools right after this broadcast? What are you going to do? What kind of tools are you going to use that are going to get you to your destination? What's the destination? The destination is lifestyle. The destination is leaving a legacy. I've shared those just a few moments ago, but I'm reiterating that. So I am going to encourage you to do something phenomenal, to use those fingers to go up to the keyboard, and I want you to write in Brent Harding, and spell it correctly as I was about not to, dot myecon, mycon, dot net. And what are you going to get when you get there? You are going to get some after tools that are going to help you to be phenomenal. They are going to reiterate all the things that I am talking about with you today. So, without further ado, let's get this party started. And we're going to start by saying, good morning, Nelly Odesario. It is good to have you with me. Appreciate you being here. And she says, good morning to everybody. Woo! I love it. I love it. I love it. So, what I'd like to start off by talking about is what we've discussed previously. I said that there are four C's in life. There might be five. Some people would say five. I'm going to go with four. There are four C's to making the legacy come alive. There are four C's to leaving that legacy to the next generation. There are four C's to living your lifestyle right now. Because guess what? We can't just set everything to pass it on to the next generation and not live our lives right now. No, this is about living, it is about learning, and it is about leaving a legacy. Living, learning, leaving a legacy. We live right now. So that means that if we're living right now, then we need to be about the business of creating the lifestyle. We are learning, getting the tools that we need so that not only can we live the lifestyle, but we can also leave the legacy. And so we talked about four. The first one we talked about is character. And I'm going back because they're building blocks. And so that's why I'm going back and hitting those up. And then I get to talk about show me the money because cash is king. So here's the deal. Character. What is character? Character is about you and me. And it is about how we walk the earth. It is about, in this case, character as it relates to money, as it relates to cash, as it relates to lifestyle and legacy. So the character is about how we pay our debt, how we work our business or our jobs, how we are perceived financially. That is, in fact, character. Character is, are you willing to pay back the debt? Are you willing to be righteous about your lifestyle, in that you are willing to pay back the debt, that you want to create the legacy? If at a minimum it's the lifestyle, it's the learning, you say, hey, tell them to get their own, that's your choice. However, in your lifestyle, do you handle your business? That is character. And we talked about the fact that character is measured many ways. One of those is through the second C, and that is credit. What does your credit report look like? Is it abysmal? Or are you handling the credit? Are you paying back the debt? And the evident demonstration of that is in the credit report. Because, as I shared with you, you will never ever have as much cash as you have access to credit when you pay it back correctly. Because at the end of the day, when you're looking at that application for credit, it's not asking you how much cash you have in the bank. It's talking about how you pay back the debt. And so you have character, you have credit. Those two are phenomenally powerful. And with that being said, let's give some acknowledgments. And I want to start off by saying, Joyce Swinson beat me by 37 minutes this morning. I'm going to have to get up at the crack of dawn so that I can actually put content in the feed before she says, good morning. I am the early riser. So congratulations to you, Joyce Swinson. You are the early riser. And I am so enthusiastic. Want to give a shout out to Robbie Abukar on the continent. I saw all your Instagrams. They looked terrific. The pictures were wonderful. Nancy Zaire, it was wonderful to be with you last evening. We attended a wonderful event. Britt Johnson did a professional development photo shoot in which she did the headshots. And I mean, she covered the bases, had the makeup artist there, made sure the photographer there. Oh my goodness. It was wonderful. I saw friends, colleagues, everybody that was there was an entrepreneur or business owner, and they were there to have the headshots because let me tell you something, headshots are important. People want to see that pristine who you are. And she hit it on the nail. She's going to be doing another one in 3 months, and you better believe I'm going to be there. And thank you, Britt, for giving me the opportunity to be the networking expert and to speak about networking. And I want to share with you, contacts were made yesterday. Truly, it was worthwhile. It was definitely a worthwhile event. Moses, and let me see, Moses Kuman, and I'm sorry, Moses Kamari. Moses Kamari hails out of South India, and I appreciate him. Thank you for giving me the likes. I wanted to just make sure today that I acknowledge you. So again, that's Moses Kamari. Look him up, give him a like on his page. And I want to welcome somebody new. I want to welcome Kevin, and I want to say this, Kevin Kavinin. I'm sorry, I practiced this too. Kevin Kavinin Velasquez. Did I say that right? Kevin Kavinin Velasquez. I want to welcome him as a new member. He is an entrepreneur. Please go up to Kevin Velasquez's page and give him a like. Check him out. See what he is doing. Welcome aboard. And he says, yes, one, I'm an entrepreneur, and two, I do want to create legacy. So I want to say that. Thank you. Once again, you want to go up when the broadcast is complete. Go up to Brent, and it's right in the feed. So go up to brentharding.myecon.net. Take a look at some of the tools. It is a membership portal, and it is stupendous. It is all of the tools that you are looking for. And I stress this because you're going to get X amount of information from me. And then we need to reinforce it. Somebody said to me, Brent, why do you teach? And I said, why I teach and why I lecture? so that I remember it. So I have to admit it's self-serving. I'm willing to say it. I give to you and it comes back. It's a full circle. That's why I do broadcasts. That's why I talk so that I remember it myself. So, with that being said, again, we want to share, hit the share button on your phone and share the broadcast with somebody so that they can pick up this third one. And I'll tell you what, I know you're sharing it because I see it on Facebook. I see you on there. I'm seeing everything. So share the broadcast. And I want to say thank you to Al Peters last week for sharing the broadcast with somebody. I appreciate it. Thumbs up to you. So now, cash is king. It is. And you know that I have talked about this many a times over. And the reason that I talk about cash is king is because you know that in the infamous bell curve, we are in the form stage. We are getting ready to go to a storm. And in that storm stage, cash is going to be pivotal. You are going to be able to purchase at prices that you would not have even thought possible. In fact, I was talking to Dr. Wright. Good morning, Dr. Wright. And I remember her saying that when cash is king, people sell stuff out of the back of their cars. They sell it out of the back of their cars. Things that people would spend five, six, $700, they're selling for $100 and $200. And guess what? Because you can give them cash right away. So cash is the next C. Cash comes in the form of paper, what we physically hold in our hands. So when you are applying for a mortgage, when you are applying for a loan because you have figured out that you can make money between the spread on the loan, so you're saying, hey, I'm borrowing the money at 7%. However, I have found a tool that I can get a 10% ROI, rate of return. I've got a spread there of 3%. What can I do with that 3%? Some of that 3% might cover the cost of the loan, and it better cover the cost of the loan. So you've got the spread. Let's say 1.5% covers the cost of the borrowing that you did, and that other 1.5% represents what you are going to actually have as a return, and you're going to be able to load that over and have it make some more money. Wouldn't that be fantastic? So there are times when borrowing does make sense. When you're using other people's money, it makes sense. You've got to know the cost of the money in order to do that. So cash is king. It's the paper. I love how she said, no, Brent, it's the folding paper. That's right, it's the folding paper. So in the first lineup, cash is king. Now, when we're looking at let's say a mortgage application, we might have residuals or dividends that we can include because that is another form of cash. And on a credit report, not on a credit report, on a mortgage application, it is seen just that way. So the reason you hear me talk about the mortgage application is because of what? What is the foundation? What is the foundation of wealth? What am I always talking about? How about this? Hashtag real estate. Somebody please put that in the field. Real estate is the foundation. Hashtag real estate is the foundation of wealth. Why? Because real estate will appreciate. It will appreciate at every corner. It will appreciate. So let's say this, it doesn't appreciate today. Let's say we're in a downside. We know it's going to always come up. So I will put it in there just so I know that it's there. So cash is the foundation of wealth. And so therefore, dividends and residuals. So when we talk about investing, you're investing in things, in vehicles that will create dividends, that will give you residuals. You know, I always say, where are you eating at? I'm not going to name any names, but where are you eating at? Where do you purchase food from? Where do you buy your clothes from? Do any of those companies publicly traded? And if they are, do you own some stock? Do you own some stock? We are on Facebook right now. 4 years ago, if you had bought Facebook, so 3, 4, I think it's 4 years. 4 years ago, you had bought Facebook stock. That was what 20. It's came out at 41. It went down to 21, and then it has gone up. What is it today? $100 plus. Even if you bought it at $41, you would have a serious investment there. Depending on how many shares, I don't care if you bought 5 or 10, it's still perpetuating. And guess what? It has the ability to split. And when it splits, what's going to happen? You double in your shares. So, where are you eating at? Where are you shopping at? Where are you buying your food at? If it's publicly traded and you do not have some stock in there, shame on you, because you're at least getting an you're at least getting an ROI. That is important. Now, there are alternative coins, if you will. We hear about crypto coin. Do you know that there are ways in that alternative that you can be making 20% ROI at 20%? Would you like to know how? Then you have to send me a text, 617-438-7949, and all you have to put in there is 20%. And I will share some secrets with you. And no, they are secrets. They are secrets. And I'll tell you what, some people say, well, why don't you just tell us right here? You know why? Because action. We need to take action. Last week, I gave a young man. I have some folks that I'm working with and that are doing an internship. So good morning, interns. Um, I'm I have some interns that are working with me, and I am honored. They are amazing. I heard about a young man who's graduating from college 4th year, and he said that, and I didn't meet him personally. Actually, a colleague met him. And the colleague said, Brent, he does not know anything about internships or being an intern. I said, what? That is, how did he make it through 4 years and nobody ever talked to him about that? I said, you know what I'm going to do? Where is he? I found out where his job was. I gave him a card. I said, my colleague said that she had spoken with you. And he said, I love that person. She was phenomenal. I said, terrific. She said, you did not know anything about internships. Call me. Gave him my card. That was a week ago. Still waiting for the call. What's my point? My point is action. What's that term? Action speaks louder than words. So I am going to operate in that space of, if you text me and say 20%, then I know just how serious you are, just how focused you are, that the distractions are not taking away from your focus. And I commit that I will talk to you about that. But you got to take the first. I've taken the first step. I've given you my phone number. I've said the code is 20%. Are you going to meet me there? I did my part. Are you going to do yours? If life, living, and legacy is important to you, then guess what? You got to take some action. So, with that being said, what kind of monies are out there? There is soft money. I consider soft money going to a credit union, possibly going to a bank. That is soft money that can get you to your destination. So, for example, you want to purchase the property, it gets you to your destination. Then there's hard money, and hard money doesn't lend as much. It requires you to have some cash, and it also is at a higher rate. It costs you more. However, if there's a deal on the table and the only thing that you need is this gap because you've got some cash, a hard money situation may be something that you want to pursue. I'm going to encourage you to do some research on that so that you know what you're getting into, because there are rules around the lending. Hard money is usually lent by investors. So, to that end, it's another form of cash. It's access. It can get you something. See, everything, and when we talk about cash, you talk about the actual physical cash you have. We talk about dividends and ROI. That's a cash that needs to be pulled out. We talk about the alternative coins, cash that can be pulled out. It's about getting the access so that you can do the things you need to do. So here's something. When I talk about lifestyle, we may be sacrificing right now to so that we can get the lifestyle at the, I don't even want to say at the end of the day, let's say at the midday. So we have sacrificed, gotten what we need to get so that we can create the lifestyle that we want to live, and then we pass it on to the next generation. That is what I am pushing us towards. Character, credit, cash. Cash is king. And in the bell curve of where we are at, in the bell curve of where we are at, that is going to be pivotal. Now is the time to pull back on the things that you're doing. Do not let that, know where your money is at, know where your access is at. Go up to brentharding.myecon.net and get your own membership so that you can utilize those powerful tools. You can actually utilize the budgeting tool, and you can dicker with that and figure out, okay, if I have this much, then if I tweak this, I can save this much. I tweak that, I can save that much. And here's something that's important. This is not the time to be a secret agent. Bring your family, bring your kids into this and help them paint the picture of the dream of what they are going to have, because mommy and daddy are doing these things. And guess what? You get to participate. Bring your kids into the picture. I am setting up a date with my nephew. You know why? Because we are going to start a baseball card business. He loves baseball. So we are going to invest in some cards, and we're going to invest in some trading. Find something for the kids to do, for the young adults to do, that feeds into the family business. This is now the King family business. That's what we call it, the King family business. Whatever your name is, the Harding family business, the Edwards family business, whatever that name is. And everybody has a business division. Somebody is heading up this, somebody is heading up that, the kids are heading up this. Bring them in, and at the end of the month, have the family meeting. And the family meeting is about, what money did we make? What did we bring in? What did we spend? What did we have that we can invest? That creates lifestyle. That creates lifestyle. So, what are economists saying? Well, before I share with you what economists are saying, I've got an announcement. The launching of Brent Working is going to be happening on September 20th, Thursday morning, from 8 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. Brent Working is about working your business in a room of people that want to buy and sell. They want to make a deal happen in the room right now, not tomorrow, not next week, right now. Have you ever been to a yard sale and there's an item at the yard sale and you've either got to buy it now or it's gone? The person is selling it. You've got an opportunity. You've already clicked in your mind, I know how much that would be if I bought that someplace else. They've got it at either the best price or they have it now. See, it's not always about the discount, because this is not a discount event. This is a full price event. However, it comes with benefits. It's a full price event that comes with the person that's right there, that you have the ability to transact with, that you may end up in a good working relationship. However, it is not about the relationships, it's about the deal right now in the room. And that's happening on September 20th, 8 a.m. And you will get details as the month progresses. We are in the process of building that up, but we are announcing, mark your calendar for that date. In fact, right now, this summer, I'm working with a team and we are putting together a launch pad for the fall. So you're saying, well, Brent, I'm not hearing about a lot. I'm going to encourage you to go up to Eventbrite. Take a look at what's going on. Pick some activities and events. I am making sure that I'm going to events so that I remain relevant, and I encourage you to do the same thing. I want to give a shout out for last night's event. Britt Johnson, Boss Lady News, was on. I met some wonderful people, had an opportunity to be the networking expert speaker. It was fabulous. She's having another one, and she's going to do them quarterly, and I'm going to support her on those. So be on the lookout for the professional development photo shoot event. And again, mark your calendar, September 20th. I will see you for hashtag Brentworking. Good morning, Regina Jones Jenkins. Good morning, good morning, good morning. She is an event ambassador. I love her to pieces. Extraordinary Woman has her own business. Regina, make sure that you list your coaching right in the feed so people know who you are. And take a look at her and go over to her Facebook page. Just want to show her some love. Boop, right there, showing you love. All righty. So, what are economists saying? Economists are saying, cool your jets. Look before you leap. We are getting ready. They are also reiterating what I've said about the bell curve. And a lot of times, where do I get my information? I get my information from various locations on the internet, and they are easy to find. Yes Magazine. There is financial news. There are all kinds of outlets. And what I want to do, I've got a friend who is putting together an app that is only going to be, it's going to be a scroll down of financial news. I cannot wait for his app to come out. I get a chance to look at that. Out of all of the content that I saw, I am really very focused in on that bell curve. So why economists are saying a number of things, but the bell curve is what has got my attention because it's 2018. 2008 to 2018, we are in the form stage. And so they are, in fact, talking about that. But what they are saying right now is bootstrap yourself. Start, I don't want to say hoarding, but being more than cognizant of your cash. Now is the time to be bootstrapping and saving the money. Saving money, setting aside. In fact, I heard a speaker that last night that talked about you should be setting aside a good 10% of whatever is coming in just to have those funds for the purposes of investing. I'm going to say save 20%. 10% will go into that immediate savings because sometimes we have an emergency. The other 10% is going into some sort of investment vehicle. First stop, whatever you are buying, whatever you are buying, whatever you are eating, wherever you are buying, wherever you are eating, if it's publicly traded, you need to own some. Now, I'm going to give a disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor. I am not a financial professional. I am an entrepreneur that has 20 years of lifetime experience. That's what I am. And based on those, I have had the hiccups. I've been to euphoria and then I've been down to the despair. So I already know what that is about. I have already experienced it. And so that is why I am able to say to you, going back, I know what needs to be done. Going back, already been there, already done that, and do not want to repeat it. I have a presentation that I do. In fact, there's an event coming up on the 23rd. Yes, on the 24th, and I'm going to be speaking there. It is a ladies' tea, and it is being hosted by Elizabeth, the realtor. And so I will put that in the feed, enthusiastic and excited about that. And one of the things I'm going to be talking about, I want my life back. More often than not, people will say, oh, I want my life back. No, you want it back better. Because if you are saying that sentence, if you are saying you want your life back, generally when we say that, it's because what was happening in the past was so good we want it back. Mm-mm. History has a way of repeating itself. We want it back better. That's right. And so I'm going to share those details with you. It is an event that is open to the public. And so I'm going to share that with you. With that being said, what have we talked about today? We have talked about the tool. BrentHarding.myecon.net has tools that you can follow up on that we've talked about today. And those tools will speak to how does one look at the character of you? Because character is being used for your job. We have employers that look at all kinds of things. They look at how you pay your bills, and that's evidenced by the credit report. The credit report is the second C. While you speak out of your mouth, your credit report paints the picture of what you are doing. We went from there to talking about cash and the fact that cash is king. Cash comes in many forms. Cash comes in the form of folding paper. Cash comes in the form of a return on investment, an ROI. It comes in the form of residuals. It comes in the form of dividends. I shared with you that you can create those by purchasing from the places that are publicly traded. So if you are shopping at a store that's publicly traded, then you want some of those shares. You don't have to get a lot. Just get started. Action speaks louder than words. So wherever you're eating at, publicly traded, you need to own some. Wherever you are shopping at, publicly traded, you need to own some. Wherever you purchase clothes at, publicly traded, you need to own some so that you are getting dividends, you are getting residuals, you are getting an ROI. We also talked about, and we'll talk about that next week, but we also have talked about that there are various kinds of lenders out there, and we can get really sophisticated. We can borrow, we can use the spread to pay back, and also to invest. Now, that is a sophisticated methodology. However, there are people that are doing that. We talked about 20%, that there is a way for you to actually make 20% on an investment. Now, there are always risks. I'm not going to deny that. But there are victories, or should I say, I'm not going to put the word but in there. However, there are victories that go along with that. Want to give a shout out to the early riser, and we know who that is. You know who that is. That is Joyce Swinson. Good morning, Joyce. Want to acknowledge Rabi Abukar on the continent. Nancy Zaire, thank you for being here. Nelly Rosario, thank you for being in the feed. Regina Joan Jenkins, our none other than our event ambassador. Britt Johnson, Boss Lady News, awesome event last night. Again, Moses Kamari, I got it right, out of India. And our newest member, Kevin Velasquez. Thank you for being on the broadcast with me this morning. September 20th, mark your calendar, Thursday morning, 8 a.m. for the launch of Brent Working. Yes, action, you know what to do. Want to again thank you for being with me this morning. I want you to go out today and take action and be absolutely, unequivocally extraordinary. And I will see you next week. Take care. Bye now.